currently in my beauty closet and I wanted to share with you guys some of my empties and also give you like a quick update on like a project pan that I'm doing. So we'll start with the products that I've used up. I'm not using my normal setup because my desk is way too messy and I don't feel like cleaning it off. But this is a special edition of an empties video because these are all of the products I actually used up while I was at my parents' house. And a lot of the products I actually brought to my parents' house were products that I wanted to use up. So it's kind of no surprise that I've used these products up. Surprisingly though, there were a few products that I thought I would use up, but I did not, mainly because I forgot to use them. So let's start with skincare. So I did use up a Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser while I was at my parents' house. So I picked one up. I actually already had an extra one, but then I also picked up another one during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. I just really like it. I know some people don't really get along with this, and definitely personal preference. So if you can get a sample of it, I would. It reminds me a little bit of the CeraVe hydrating cleanser, but a little bit thicker, a little bit stickier, if that's a good description of the consistency. But I like it and I don't mind the scent at all. I also used up this guy, which is the Glossier Bubblewrap. Now this came out I think in the summertime, and this is the same one that I purchased in the summertime. I did actually repurchase this because I really like it, and it's supposed to be for under the eyes and also on the lips, and I actually do use it on the lips, not on the lips, the center part, but I like to apply it around, I guess, the edge of my lips onto my skin, and I really liked it, and it lasts a long time. This thing is almost 1 whole fluid ounce. Typically eye creams are like half a fluid ounce, so you get 0.74 fluid ounces, so you get a little bit more product. I also really like the I guess packaging, so I like that it comes with a pump. Really easy to dispense. Some other cleansers I used up. This is the Bareminerals Pure Plush Gentle Deep Cleansing Foam, and I used this up actually pretty quickly into the sojourn at my parents' house because I only had a little bit left of this. I really like to use this with the Clarisonic, which I actually didn't bring at my parents' house, but I borrowed my mom's. I did bring a brush head, but I just didn't bring like my actual device. And yeah, it's a nice cleansing foam. I wouldn't repurchase it again. Nothing super exciting, but I did want to use it up. The other product I used up was the Physicians Formula The Perfect Matcha 3-in-1 Melting Cleansing Balm. So I actually decanted this into the Drunk Elephant container, cleansing balm container, because that had a spoon that magnetically attached to the top, and I just really like the packaging. But I did use it up and I really do actually quite like this. The only reason I wouldn't purchase this again is because I just don't feel like value for money is there. You only get 1.4 fluid ounces or 40 grams of product, and it ranges in price. I think I got this on sale at Shoppers Drug Mart for I think $11, but typically it's like $18 to $20, and I just don't feel like it's really worth it. There's some other really great cleansing balms at around that price range that work just as well, if not better, but you get a lot more product. So one hair thing I used up was this Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Primer. So initially this is the one I brought to my parents' house. It's like a little mini, and I didn't think that I would use up the mini because it was pretty much like half full when I brought it to my parents' house, but apparently I go through this like crazy, so I ended up going through it probably my 2nd or 3rd week at my parents' house, and so I had to come back home and pick up my full size. So this was like a little mini freebie I think that I got somewhere, and then this is the full size. They actually had this at a really steep discount during the I think Black Friday sale at Sephora, but it sold out before I could repurchase it. It's regularly like $30-ish, and I think it was on sale for less than 20. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to pick it up, but I actually quite like this. I didn't think I would repurchase it after the first time I used it up, but I actually kind of missed it in the hair. I went through another Glossier Boy Brow. This is in brown, and I think I might have mentioned it, but brown is not my favorite. I definitely prefer black on my brows. I think brown just makes my brows look a little bit too ashy, and I don't like that. I forgot to mention the skincare thing, which is the Biossance balancing oil. So I used this up also while I was at my parents' house, and I ended up I think it was around the time where they were having the Sephora sale, so I ended up picking it up and having it shipped to my parents' house. So I already repurchased this and I just really like it. It's really nice clarifying oil. 2 makeup things. Sephora Bright Future Skin Tint. I think I might have mentioned that I was like almost through with this. So I brought it to my parents' house and I used it up pretty much like in a week and a bit. But yeah, it's just like a really light tinted moisturizer. It is maybe slightly more coverage than the Glossier Skin Tint, but not by much. But I did already have a backup because it was discontinued or was in the process of being discontinued. So I picked it up and this is in the shade Almond. Unfortunately, you can't pick it up anymore, which is really sad because it is a really nice tinted moisturizer and it's just really easy to apply. The only thing I don't like about this is if you don't set it with something, it does tend to transfer. The last thing, which I'm really excited about, is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I finally used this thing up. I don't even remember when I purchased this. This is probably 2 to 3 years old. I picked it up around the time that it launched, but I love this concealer. It works great and definitely something that I would repurchase again, but I'm just trying to go through a bunch of my other concealers. But very exciting to finally be through with this. I have been using this pretty consistently for, I don't know, probably since the beginning of the year-ish, and it has taken a really long time to get through this entire little jar. So you guys know that I went through a declutter recently, so I did thin through my makeup collection considerably, but I want to show you guys a few things that I kind of have on my radar to use up. So one is a hair thing. This is the Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. So it is kind of like the sister to the primer, but you might be able to see that I have like not too much of it left, but I want to use this up because I prematurely purchased a new oil. This is from Verb. It's the Ghost Oil. So I want to use this up so then I can use this up, and I don't know, I really like these both and I'm kind of torn between which one I would repurchase. I'm also still trying to use up the Diffused Light. Has this pan gotten bigger? I feel like maybe it has. I only use this under the eyes, so maybe I should start kind of putting it all over, but because it's such like a pale yellow, I feel like sometimes it doesn't look good all over. I don't know, it depends on the day and the mood, I guess. The concealer I'm trying to use up is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and this is in Warm Beige. This is, I'm trying to kind of like go through my concealers in the order that I've purchased them. So I want to try to use up obviously the older products. So this, out of all of my concealers that I currently have right now, is probably the oldest, and I haven't really had it for that long. But it is a really great concealer. This is also a really huge concealer. This is half a fluid ounce of concealer. Typically concealers are tiny, like they're like 0.2 fluid ounces or something. Like this Fenty Beauty one is 0.27. So this is double the size, so it's extra difficult to go through it because there's just so much product. But the good thing about this product is sometimes I actually use it not just as an under eye concealer, but just also to kind of dot it all over the face because it blends really nicely. It looks great on the skin. It's a very like no fuss concealer. So this is one I definitely want to try to use up though. A base I want to try to use up is the Dior Backstage Face and Body. Not because I don't like it, I actually really love this foundation, but again, I'm just kind of trying to go through my bases, you know, try to use up the older ones versus the newer ones. And this, even though I've only had it for 1 or 2 years, is probably one of my older bases that I have. This is also kind of like an extra large product considering it's a foundation. It's like 1.5 fluid ounces, and I think I'm about here on this product, so I have used quite a bit of it, but I just need to use it a little bit more regularly. I wanted to give you guys an update on the Dipbrow pomade. Hopefully you can see how I'm really scraping the bottom of the jar here, and it takes me so long to go through this product just because I go through phases with my brows where I don't do anything to them except for brow gel, and when those phases occur, I never reach for this. So I definitely just need to keep it out and use it because I'm so close to using it up. But yeah, I'm just kind of in a phase right now where I'm not putting anything else special in my brows. And then the last thing I'm trying to use up right now is the Pixi Glow Mist. So this is a setting spray and I really like it. I don't know why I stopped using it, but it's like, it's not necessarily for longevity, but it's for taking down the powderiness of your makeup look, or just kind of like making your makeup look like skin again. It's actually quite lovely and I used it pretty regularly and then I stopped, so I just kind of want to bring this back into my makeup routine. Okay, so those were my empties and kind of the products I'm trying to use up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's Vlogmas video. I haven't really been vlogging much the last few days, so this is kind of like a filler video, but I'm back in my own home, so hopefully the vlogs will get a little bit more exciting. Who knows? But I hope you guys enjoyed watching and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!